Hey, what's up, Lakeside? Ready for the math lesson for today. Everybody's got to say yes, yes, get to learn math today. It'll be awesome, it'll be great. Today you're going to be creating and interpreting histograms. It'll be W8 and W9, histograms. Forgot my laser. All right. So with these types of things, same kind of information that we're going to be looking at. On the left-hand side, make sure that I understand what they're asking me to find, and on the bottom, what does those information mean? If I just look at this and say, well, there's green and yellow bars there, that's not going to help, okay? I need to go through and look at what do they ask me to find, what is the information that's above here. So if I look at this, roller coasters per amusement park, okay? Number of roller coasters. Number of amusement parks. So if I look at this, there are not many parks that are along the side here that have 5, 10, 15, 20. How many parks there actually are, then how many roller coasters they actually have, like say Valley Fair or something like that, okay? So how many amusement parks have between 0 and 4 roller coasters? So I look at 0 to 4, number of roller coasters. So how many parks have between 0 and 4 roller coasters? Well, this number is probably pretty high because there's not very many roller coasters there. The more that the roller coasters are going to have, probably going to be less parks that have that. So 0 to 4, I look up, I have 25. So again, how many parks have between 0 and 4 roller coasters? 0 and 4 roller coasters. How many parks that are actually like that? 25 of them. So look at this, type in 25. And again, it takes a little bit of time to make sure I have the information that's accurate, that I'm making sure that these are correct. All right, so this Professor Boyer released the results of yesterday's pop quiz. On my left-hand side, my y-axis here, number of students, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Their scores, okay, mean, median, mode, range, we may use that here, but in this case, how many students took the quiz? Well, it doesn't tell me how many students that took the quiz. It just tells me their score. But what I can do is I can look at this information and be like, all right, right here, between 0 and 19, 2 kids got that. It says the number of students. Then right here, 2, 4, 6. 6 people took that one. Then I look over here, a score of 49 to 50. Another 6 group of kids. Nobody scored between 60 and 79. But I look here, between 80 and 99, another 4 kids. Again, this information, number of students. And the question asks me how many students took the quiz. So I look at 2, 6, 6, and then 4. And what do I do with these numbers? I add them all up. Now, a lot of you can do it mentally. I'd get 10, I'd get 8. 8 plus 10, I should have 18 students. 18 students took the test. Didn't ask me how many got, 80 to 99. They just asked how many kids. In this case, 18 students. 1, 8, and I don't think I did it right. Oh, I did. 18 students. See if I did it right. Yay. Okay. At a family reunion, the McBride family recorded everyone's age. Do you go to family reunions? I know we do. On my wife's side, we have to wear these red shirts that everybody loves to wear. All right. But these, think about this. The range, which range has the fewest people? Okay, so ages, number of people. So the number of people, they don't have more than 80 people there, I guess, and that can go up to. So ages, number of people, and then the age range, okay? We got the old timers right here between 90 and 100. They got some people that are that old. That's crazy. That's outstanding. Down here, the little Schaefers. Now, some of you may fall into that 1 to 10 range, and some of you are at 11 years old. You're in that 11 to 20 range. A little discrepancy, okay? But it says here, which range has the fewest amount of people? Well, I start at the top. Nope. Then I try to get lower and lower and lower. I think it's this one. I don't think there's anybody that's lower between 81 and 90. Well, then I go across. Well, they're the same. Oh, this one's actually lower. So based on this one, which one is the fewest number of people? They only had 20. These other ones had 30. It'd be the 1 to 10-year-olds. They're the least amount. Which group had the most? If we were to flip it, which one had the most? This group right here, 21 to 30-year-olds. All right? Do one more, then we're going to move on to the second part where you have to create them. Okay? So basically here, Principal Schmidt reported the state's test scores from some students at the high school. Okay, test scores. So the number of kids, what they got, number of kids, and then what were their scores. Okay, Mr. Rowe's class obviously scoring very, very high. Duh. But we'll move on here. So these are our scores. These are the number of kids. It says here, are there more students who scored the 71 to 80? Right here. 71 to 80, this is the information we're looking at. Or who scored 81 to 90? Right here. So the question asks, kind of easy when they're side by side. It's a little bit more of a challenge when they're a little bit separated. But if I look at this one, they had 40 kids do it. This group here, only had 35. Now mathematically, you could say, well, they had 40, they had 35, they had more. If you just looked at it visually, clearly this one had more. Just visually, you can see that there's a difference in there of 5 kids. So which one had, who scored more points? This or this? Oh, they had more. You can see visually they had more. Or to make sure we got it right. Absolutely. Okay. Now we're going to go to, that was W8. That was your first part of your assignment today. Go to W9 where you're actually going to make them, create them. Wonderful. And again, I look at this information. I could spend the whole time just reading through it, which you can, absolutely, but then you're going to get frustrated. You're like, Mr. Rowe, there's so many numbers. What am I asked to do with it? Okay. Number says butterscotch candies per bag. Butterscotch candies per bag. Okay. Butterscotch candies per bag gives me the title. Okay. And look on the side, the number of bags. Right over here, number of bags. Your Y coordinate. Remember your Y is your vertical, number of bags. 10, 20, 30, so on and so forth. Okay. Then I look over here, number of butterscotch candies. That's your information on the bottom. That's your Y or your x-axis. So number of butterscotch candies. You are asked to find that 10 to 14 range. Okay, 10 to 14. They already did 0 to 4. 0 to 4, there was 10. Between the 5 and 9, there was 5 or 10, 20, 30. Okay, so you're asked to find between 10 and 14. 10 and 14. You had to put 30 in there. Well, if I know that 5 to 9 was 30, to blop it right next to it. If not, 10, 20, 30. You could go that way as well. So again, this information I was only supposed to find between the 10 and 14. It matches the same as this one over here. The information is the same. I'm done. Let's try another one over here. I hate these little build-on things because I know if I touch it, it's just going to blow up the screen. So, not really sure here what they're asking me to do, so I'm not sure I read it. A pottery factory kept track of the number of broken plates per shipment last week. Hopefully that's a low number. We have to complete this. So broken plates per shipment. Broken plates per shipment. So they had 12 broken plates, 7. Geez, how many broken plates did they have? That's not a good thing. Definitely not a good thing. So we're looking at this between 21 and 40. So we're looking at the numbers, reading this information. That's between 21 and 40. 12 isn't. 17 isn't. 19 isn't. 30 is. 31 is. 35 is. 44 would be in that next group of information. So I look at this, broken plates per shipment. There were 3 shipments that had that 21 to 40 range. There were 3 shipments that had that many ranges here. So this information I had to look at, number of shipments, number of plates that were broken. Well, in this case, there were 1, 2, 3. 3 of them, they were in that 21 to 40 range. Remember, these are going to be a little bit higher. This kind of makes sense. 0 to 20, 1, 2, 3. There were 3 shipments. That 21 to 40, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There were 3 shipments. If I was to go 41 to 60, 1, 2, 3, 4. These 4 shipments had between 41 to 60 plates. 68, there's only 1 shipment that was like that, and there were 2 shipments that had between 81 and 100, these last 2. So again, I kind of had to look at the information. What are they asking me to find? How do I break that down? Let's do one more. That's kind of a goofy one. All right, same kind of information looks like here. Except for this time, the numbers are kind of all over the place. They're not in order sequentially. You have 43, then you have 20, then you have 11. it's kind of like that mean, median, road, range stuff they were dealing with before. We got to be diligent to find those information. So look at this. They're asking me to find number of buildings, floors per building. So the number of floors, all right? So number of buildings, the number of floors. We're looking for that 41 to 50 range, 41 to 50. So what we're going to do is just circle how many of them they had between 41 and 50. 43, that's more than 41, less than 50. 46, more than 41, less than 50. 31, no, that's in another piece of data, that's over here. 21, no. 37, no. Remember, we're looking between 41 and 50. 38, no. 47, yep. 11, nope. 47, yep, that's between 41 and 50. How about 40? Well, Mr. O, 40 is pretty close to 41. No, 40 is in that 31 to 40 range. Nope. 9, nope. 44, yep, that's in between. It's more than 41, less than 50. And then you have 7. No, that's way less. So then I look over here, how many of these did I circle that the information was between 41 and 50? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And if I look at the number of buildings, they did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, not 5, 10, 15, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. So today, your lessons is W8 and 9? Yeah, W8 and W9. Take your time, do your best, try to get 80%. If you spend more than a half hour, stop. We don't want anybody having frustration or tears over this, all right? Talk to you later. Bye.